Welcome to Raider Talks. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ibarra. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below for Raider content all season long. The question for this episode is, should Derek Carr come back for another season with the Raiders? I am the Carr hater. He is the Carr lover. And this is going to be a debate, probably going to get heated. And before I start, I want to say I'm not a Carr hater. I root for him, but I just had enough of all this BS for 9 or 10 years where we're just not winning. I think it's time to get rid of him. I think it's just time. I think it's time to move on, try something different, because obviously this formula is not working, whether what coach we have, whether what players are on the field. So, Nick, you can state your little...
No, I think first off, I just want to say that, DC is my, I think, all-time favorite just NFL player in general. Grew up watching him, watched him Saturdays at Fresno State, came in, and watched him Sundays playing, and I was there in Oakland, and some good times and some not really good times, and even saw him a couple times in Vegas, one time in LA. I'm a stand by DC no matter what, as long as he's wearing silver and black. And I honestly think they should bring him back next year. I think year 2 for everybody in that system is going to be better. I think that's what we said at the beginning of the season, and then in our stretch of us losing, and I'm still sticking by it now to where I think year 2 is still good. Because honestly, I don't think you can bring in somebody next year and boom, we're title favorites and we're playing in Allegiant in February. I don't think there's no damn way, Art.
So is that your main reason?
No, I mean there's other reasons to it, but I think...
Okay, want me to talk about that reason?
We'll go.
All right, so here we go. Mac Jones goes and plays with Josh McDaniels, first year out of college, has a successful season, makes it to the playoffs. Baker Mayfield on 2 days telling players, hey, all right, you run that route. If I pick my knee up, then that change that route. He beat us, right? Not even knowing the playbook, right? Tua Tagovailoa coming. They might not make the playoffs, but they're gonna have a better record than we do with a new coach. Then how is that like a problem? How is that the main problem? Like we're gonna get better next year when it's been 9 years already, and we haven't got better. Even when Carr did have play callers for a couple years, like Gruden for 3 years.
Yeah, there's something going on this year, and this isn't the DC that we've known and seen for these past 8-9 years. This isn't. I think him with Gruden was good. Him with all the other coaches was all right and good. I think here, I don't know what it is, but it's something different, and this is not DC. And I honestly think it's the play calling. It is McDaniels. But I mean,
did McDaniels miss the throws yesterday? The Christmas game.
But there's also some head scratching stuff throughout the whole season. That's just like
there's something.
You're right.
I think,
I think
Carr makes McDaniels look worse. I think he makes his play calling look even worse because he misses throws. If you watch the film, there's guys open, and he's just not finding them. He's just not looking around. He always aims for one guy when he has it set. His mindset set, I'm throwing this guy before the play, and it seems like he just tracks him down. He'll either take a sack, throw it away before he throws it to anyone else, it seems like.
No, you're right. But, I think we can sit here and do this all day long.
You don't have to say I'm right either. Just argue it.
You've brought up the whole Mac Jones. Look at what Mac Jones is doing now. He's nowhere near.
Well, he don't have Josh McDaniels.
You're making Josh McDaniels seem like he's this quarterback guru when he had the GOAT, and then he did that. Cam Newton wasn't crap. Wasn't nothing. Well,
Cam
in his
Newton
system.
wasn't crap either. He wasn't crap at that time anymore. He wasn't. Crap
but he was an MVP. He was an MVP.
But he wasn't anything at that time anymore, and he's not a thrower. He's not a pocket passer like a Brady or Mac Jones is a pocket passer. Derek Carr is a pocket passer, and he can't get the job done. And Derek Carr is more athletic than both those guys. Shouldn't he be able to be just a little bit better than Mac Jones was last year? Right? First year with McDaniels, first year out of college.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. You sit here and you got the number 1 wide receiver in the game. When he's on the field healthy, you got a top 3 tight end. Renfro's a top slot guy and whatever. You have Josh Jacobs who's running the hell out of the ball right now, and it's still not working. We're getting up to these leads. We're losing them. We're doing some questionable stuff. There's been a couple times where it has been Carr Saturday night was Carr in that second half. All those picks and interceptions and just some questionable things. But I think we sit here, and for every win, it's DC. DC did it. DC did it. DC did it.
Because
for every single loss, it's on DC. It's on DC. It's on DC.
Because a lot of them are.
In his career, there's been times where he's got off that field with the lead, or he's only, and then they give it up, and he's only got the ball with seconds left, or anything. And it's one of those things where, is it him? Is it? What is it? And I think it's a mixture of a lot of things. But Derek Carr's not the main reason why. Why these Raiders are.
He's the main reason. And just like you said, if Derek Carr wins, I'm going to give the props to him because he's the quarterback. That's what the quarterback does. They take the loss, and they take the win. Derek Carr gets all the praise when we win, and he's going to get all the downfall when we lose. That's part of being a quarterback. It's part of being a quarterback, right? And you go back to play calling and stuff like that. You're like, McDaniel's play calling is bad or whatever. Carr can check out stuff whenever he wants. He could know that this is not going to work.
I don't see that same freedom as he had with Gruden, as he had with.
He's checking and everybody. He's going like this every play, doing things every play. And it's not even about freedom. He's been the quarterback for 10 years. He knows that every game, his career could be on the line. You got to run the play that you're comfortable with. And if you're not comfortable doing that, then you shouldn't be the quarterback of the Las Vegas Raiders or a quarterback in the NFL.
This is just something. This is like you just said. This is somebody who I want as a Raiders quarterback, and this is someone that. And then you wanted him gone since Gruden's first year here, and as a Raider, and
second year,
every year we've had this, and when Deshaun Watson was available, you were all over him. When Aaron Rodgers thought he was available, you were all over him. Brady that one year, you're all over him. Everybody's just getting ready to get rid of DC. Who honestly can you bring in? Now, here's my question to you.
Okay.
Who honestly can you bring in and everybody say, this team is ready for next February in Allegiant?
You know who I could bring in right now, though?
Who?
I could bring in myself, and I won't make the playoffs. Carr didn't make the playoffs. He's not going to make the playoffs.
I'm not saying that.
No, but I'm telling you. Okay, first off, I'm going to say that I can bring anyone in the world to play quarterback for Las Vegas Raiders, and he's not going to make the playoffs.
But you said in your last video, because I wasn't here the last one, you said the Raiders need to do something or should do something.
Before I answer your question, let me answer your question. Before I answer your question, I can bring anybody in this world. They can play quarterback for the Raiders, and they won't make the playoffs just like Derek Carr did this year. First of all, anyone in the world. I can bring anyone in the world. I can play quarterback. We won't make the playoffs. Derek Carr didn't make the playoffs. Same thing. But you can bring in Aaron Rodgers, which they'll be more than happy. Green Bay will be more than happy to get rid of him, probably because I think they're looking to the future. And Jordan Love didn't have a good year this year. Aaron Rodgers will be better than Carr, and he's almost making a run right here. He's gonna have a better record than the Raiders. He's almost making a run to make the playoffs right now. Tom Brady will for sure be better, and that's on the fact that Josh McDaniels was his play caller for so many years.
Tom Brady has a losing record right now.
Tom Brady's going to make the playoffs, and he just came back last game to win, where Carr couldn't come back.
Tom Brady
has 7 Super Bowls, and
Tom Brady barely put up 19 points against that the Cardinals defense.
Nick, I don't even like Tom Brady, but I like Tom Brady for the Raiders because I know he'll make the Raiders better. Because all I care about is the Raiders being good.
For 1 year.
2 years. He can put in 2 good years. And the thing is with Tom Brady...
Can Tom... What he's doing in Tampa, can he do that next year with the Raiders?
Make the playoffs?
Oh, can he make the playoffs with the losing record next year?
First of all, Josh McDaniels is the best player caller he ever had. And he hasn't had an offense like with Josh McDaniels. He comes in, Josh McDaniels, and not only do you bring in Josh McDaniels, you bring in free agents that want to come to Las Vegas to play with him on lower deals, or will take him, or they'll come to the Raiders over different teams on the same deal because I'm going to go play with Tom Brady. And playing with Tom Brady, everybody in the locker room is going to be pumped up and raise their game to the next level. And not only that, just having Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion, he knows how to win. He just knows how to win. And Carr hasn't done it. Carr didn't make the playoffs this year. What's it going to hurt to have a guy like Tom Brady come in for a year or 2 years on a minimum deal, and you won't have to waste a bunch of money, and you can still be able to draft a quarterback in the next couple of years, a young one?
I just think you want a winner now. We're not getting New England. We're not getting first-year Tampa Bay Tom Brady. We're getting now Tom Brady. He's lucky that the NFC South sucks, or else he wouldn't be in the playoffs.
He's probably going to end up having a better record than us.
He's going to have a losing record going into the playoffs.
With not a good team. Like, our team is way better than the Buccaneers team, like the roster wise too. And he'll have more weapons with the Raiders.
I just look at, but that's still a Super Bowl roster.
And
adding and subtracting a tiny bit, that's still a Super Bowl roster.
And not only that, Tom Brady will come into Vegas being like another chip on his shoulder. Okay, everyone's doubted me. I'm done. Every time everyone doubted him, he's won. He's going to be more motivated than ever. He don't got to worry. This year, he has a lot of things on his plate. Next year, it's all about football. It's all about winning a Super Bowl. He's going to come in hungry, ready to win, ready to prove people wrong, and come in thinking there's an organization that hasn't won in 20 plus years, and I'm going to be the guy to change that. And he's going to be that dude. He could be that dude. He could be that quarterback. We'll for sure make it to the playoffs with him. I'm pretty sure you can agree with me on that. And don't you want to make the playoffs?
I do. I do want to make the playoffs. Last year it was amazing feeling making the playoffs.
So you're telling me that next year you'll feel more comfortable with Carr than Brady?
Younger, yeah.
But Carr has only made the playoffs twice.
But Brady's declining.
I know, but he's still good enough. Do you watch a game?
Here's the thing.
If you watch, I watch a lot of football. The ball comes out prettier than Carr's. Brady's ball comes out prettier than Carr's still, and he still probably has better arm strength than him now.
If you get Brady, you're in a total win now mode, but you're also giving that quarterback. You're not.
Nope. Aaron Rodgers, you're in the total win. No, Brady, you're in a win now mode, but you don't have to spend a lot of money on him, which means you can go out and get a bunch of pieces still, defensive pieces, offensive pieces for long-term contracts. Because Brady's only a 1-year, 2-year contract, half the price of Derek Carr would be. And also, you can still draft a quarterback next year after that to learn under Tom Brady. You know what I mean? There's still a lot more you can do even if you get him.
The whole thing with Brady is I'm worried about that father time. It hit Peyton Manning really bad. And if that defense wasn't in Denver, if that defense wasn't as elite as it was, I know they're
in
different.
Denver wasn't half of Brady now, and he still won a Super Bowl.
I just think Brady, he's gonna have a losing record. He's lucky that the South sucks. He's gonna go in there. I think he's gonna lose first round.
Okay, I mean we'll see what happens. But
it is we'll see. Right?
I know I feel more comfortable with Tom Brady at quarterback, and Tom Brady comes back and wins that game
because you're not getting the.
Or he actually doesn't lose that lead. He actually doesn't lose the lead, in my opinion. He's a better game manager. He reads things better. Derek Carr, when he throws it away, Tom Brady's going to make an extra play. Even though Derek Carr is more athletic, it just seems like Derek Carr's IQ on the field, I think it's smart at the line, very smart at the line. Mm-hmm. But once it's in-game action, he just doesn't make the right reads a lot of the times. He throws the ball way too quick. He fumbles the ball more than any quarterback in the league. It's just, I would rather have Tom Brady. And, I mean, you said you don't want Tom Brady. But what about a guy like Aaron Rodgers?
I think, Rodgers it's still up there. I think he's got a year, maybe two still left in him. Still not making the playoffs. I know he's accomplished and did that. I know your argument's going to be, well, he hasn't won the big games either. DC hasn't. But, since his Super Bowl year in 2009-10,
but there's a big difference there. He's made to like multiple NFC championships
and lost them.
So Derek Carr loses in the regular season. No, that's different. That's way different. I would rather at least have a chance and get in the tournament and have a chance. I think
no matter what we do, the thing is, we're sitting here, we're arguing, we're fighting, just like we do every offseason. No.
Yeah, okay.
Just like every offseason. I think every offseason from Gruden's first to second year, this has always been on it. And I think this is our first or second time doing it on camera for this show or whatever. No matter who you bring in, I firmly believe you're still 2 or 3 years out.
No shot. How?
I still think because you still got.
We've been in every.
You still got Mahomes. Nick, you still got Herbert there.
Nick, we've been in every ball game this year. We easily, if offense could take care of business, and the offense has had the ball to end the game. The offense has had the ball to end the game around 6 or 7 times to win it or tie it. Right. That's 6 different games that we could have won because of the offense.
But I think Derek Carr. I think Brady's defense. And you can't say, well, Brady would have protected that.
I'm just saying.
I think your thing is yes. But when you tell everybody, or when everybody else's defense would have sat there and won that ball game 20-0, 17-0, 17-3, all these leads that we're doing, not our defense.
The defense don't need to be
our defense.
Oh my god!
You're
blaming the defense the last 3 or 4 games.
No.
They played great. Saying, they played their butts off.
These are also wins that we could honestly say we have 6 wins right now. 6 and 8, right?
Yeah.
Let's say we win 2 or 3 of them. Let's say we win 3. We're 9 wins. We're right there in playoff. What's it called? If defense holds, then we don't have this problem. We're not talking about this. We are literally talking about how we have a big game against the Niners, and possibly that's a clinching scenario with 10 wins or whatever. But we're not.
But that's not how it works.
No,
so.
and this is a team ball game. This is a 53-man ball game. Everything went wrong this year. After
but the quarterback who has the most,
you're right, and you know what? And after 9, you're right.
Could have the most effect on the game. He has the ball in his hands. His hands had a chance to win like 6 games at the end of the game, and come clutch. And he's Mr. Clutch in the fourth quarter. Hasn't done it this year, and he just missed so many throws. He looks like he's declining. He looks like he is declining. So why would we keep him for all that money and not get a guy like, I would just say, Tom Brady right now, because he's half the price and better. And I don't care. I just think that Derek Carr, for the past, we've only won been to the playoffs twice, and I feel bad for 2016, him breaking his leg. We could have went on a run, could have won it that year. But we only made the playoffs twice in these 9 or 10 seasons or whatever. I just want someone new, even if it's not Brady. I just want someone new at that quarterback position, just a fresh start, because it seems at this point it's just not gonna get done. The job's not gonna get done, and I'm a Raider fan before I'm a fan of any certain player more than a Raider fan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I think out of all of this, and after the game Saturday, Sunday, thinking today, and I know this is gonna sound weird or whatever, because I want him as my quarterback, but I think the reality is he's gone next year. I already know that, but I think now my thing is, who do you bring in to say, hey, we're title contenders, we're in this? Because you said last video, they're bringing in someone trying to get to that big game in February in Allegiant.
Yes.
I don't think that's possible. With everything that we have and what we do, I don't think that's possible.
How? Because this year we could have made the playoffs if our quarterback is clutch in the fourth quarter. We can make the playoffs and have a chance at the tournament this year.
Defense kept the lead in some of them.
Our defense isn't going to be perfect, Nick. Our defense isn't going to be perfect.
I think it's now. I think it's better.
We only gave up 13 last game. Against the Patriots, we only gave up 17 because Carr threw a pick 6. Against the Rams, we only gave up 16. Or we only gave up 17. Against the Chargers, we only gave up 20. In these past 4 games. These last 4 games,
you're right.
The most recent times, we should have won at least 2 out of those. We should have won 4 out of 4, we didn't.
The whole thing.
We could have. And we're right in the mix, probably in the playoff hunt right now, in the wild card spot.
The whole thing with these Raiders is it was a tale of 2 halves. We showed up, and then we didn't show up. No matter what side of the ball.
But Derek Carr's a part of that problem.
You're right.
And it's a lot of us coming out in the second half, and you can blame McDaniels and you can blame Carr for it. But coming out in the second half, 3 and out. 3 and out, 3 and out, 1 minute, like last game, 1 minute went off the clock. That's putting the defense back on the field just like that. And if you notice, our offense plays great in the first half. Defense plays great in the first half. I think a part of the reason the defense plays bad in the second half is because of the way our offense plays in the second half, because they keep putting them on the field just like that. And guys get tired. I mean, it's no excuse. I guess it's no excuse, but guys get tired. And if the Raiders just... in a lot of these games, just get an extra couple first downs, 2 or 3 extra first downs in that half, we win those games. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
It gives the defense a rest, and it wastes more time on the clock.
No, you're absolutely right. But I think you can kind of pinpoint too. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things. And your things. If Carr gets a couple first downs, we win it. I honestly think if we rush for 10 yards in that last drive against the Rams, that game's over. Carr didn't throw the ball that last drive. Jacobs 3 times, 9 yards. We punted it away. Baker came down.
You know what he should have done? Hey, Josh McDaniels, I'm running this play. I'm going to throw the ball. I'm going to win the game.
So the blame for that is on him.
Well, the Rams game's on him. He threw a pick.
He threw a pick. I know that one. But I think when you come down to it.
But he threw a pick in that game. He threw a pick and lost the game.
No, and we can go game by game and say this is it. But the bottom line is we're 6-8. This was a high hope season. And it's not panning out.
And Carr had all the weapons he needed. He had number 1 running back in the league. He has a top tight end in the league, which was injured all year, a lot of the year. So I'm not going to put that on him. Renfro's injured a lot of the year. He played good last game, but he had the number 1 wide receiver in Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
and he had his Seth Roberts, his Nelson Aguilar, and Matt Collins. Right, he had that guy. But He still didn't get the job done with the number one wide receiver and some weapons that he really liked. So why should we give him another chance next year when there's another guy out there that knows Josh McDaniels' offense way better and has 20 years of that offense under his belt?
Yeah, but after all
Putting it that way, I'm just trying to.
After all of this, it's better if both sides go the separate ways. And you know, I want Carr back. I want number 4 back under center next year. But just thinking.
But do you think he's our best chance to win out of any guys that we could potentially get? You know, like the couple guys. I say if Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady falls through, even if we want to get a guy like Lamar Jackson somehow, miracle, like him. Or I even like Daniel Jones. I like Daniel Jones. He's someone new. He runs the ball good. He's pretty accurate with the ball. I think he's played on very, very, very bad teams in New York. And he's had shown success also. I would like guys like that. But if all those fall through, then I would want Carr too, I guess. But we need to draft a quarterback. Because we need our chance. We definitely need a veteran next year to try to win it in Allegiant. Definitely need a veteran to try to win in Allegiant one more year. But I think there's like a bunch of options out there that we can get for sure 100% that will give us a better chance than DC. And I know a lot of people like you, and there's a lot of Raider fans, a lot of Carr fans. It's like love is blind. Like they love Carr so much and love is blind. They love him so much and he still can't win. And he has bad games like this, but they still think he's the answer. I just think love is blind. And I think it's like a chick, you know, she's doing you dirty, but you're still with her. You're still gonna stay with her and still gonna stick with her. I think that's what it is right now with Carr. For me, watching from the other perspective.
But after all of this, and you know, I mean, we've argued, we made our points, whatever. They are gonna split ways, and I've come to terms with that. I've known that. They are going to split ways. It's about who are you going to bring in, what are you going to do? You know, is he going to get traded? Is he going to do his no trade clause and just retire and we get nothing from him?
Yeah.
I mean, what's going to happen? What's going to do? You know, you hear, you know, Josh Jacobs mad, frustrated. We tagging him. Does he want to come back and be in the silver and black? Is he going to hold out if we do that? Because he sounded very angry. Yeah. That's sad. But I mean, that's right after a loss or whatever.
One more question for you though. Should the Raiders bench Derek Carr the last 2 games if you think they're going to get rid of him for sure? Because that saves $30 million just in case he gets hurt.
That's a tough
Would you
one.
bench him if you know for sure we're not going to keep him next year? I think you have to.
If come 1 o'clock Sunday, if you're still in it, because I mean, if a game goes right at 10 o'clock, and I know you got to do your inactives and everything by a certain time. Do you still want him under center when your Raiders are still in it?
If we're still in it,
I mean, I know it's a long shot. I know it's a very.
If we're still in it by 1 o'clock, you have to put him out there, and that's just whether you like Carr or not. You got to put him out there.
Yeah.
If we're in it or not. Mm-hmm. But if we're not, I think you can't put him out there. You can't
because you don't want his $30 million guaranteed.
No, I do not want that. That will hurt. That will bite the Raiders in the butt a little bit right there.
Yeah, because I know if he gets hurt, $30 million is guaranteed. If he's on the roster by February 15th, that $30 million is guaranteed.
Yes.
If there's trades or whatever,
so he's going to get cut.
Then it gets pushed. Yeah, but then he gets pushed back to the new league year. If they have discussions trading him or whatever, if they cut him, it's a dead cap of 9.5.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see what he does, what he wants. I heard that no trade clause was set for him to pick a new spot wherever he wanted to go. And see, is he really a Raider at heart, not going to play anywhere else? It's going to just be interesting to see.
He's going to play somewhere else. I'm almost positive.
The thing is, and you can be like, well, he was a loser here, he's a loser here. Stafford went to the Rams.
Yeah, well, don't compare Stafford and Carr. I don't even think Stafford was good last year for the Rams, but
I think
Stafford made the playoffs with Detroit multiple times.
Fresh start. I think he can go somewhere and do some damage.
But Stafford made the playoffs with Detroit with a terrible, even worse teams than this.
No, yeah,
and he was better. Better winning percentage.
Stafford also had Megatron all those years.
Better everything. Derek Carr has Devontae Adams.
Now he has Devontae Adams.
Carr has Devontae Adams.
I don't think Stafford and Megatron's first year they went to the
Derek
playoffs.
Carr, Amari Cooper, and Michael Crabtree. I thought Michael Crabtree was really good. I thought Amari Cooper was really good. They were really good wide receivers, and still didn't get it done those years. So I don't know. It's just
but it's one of those things where you don't don't hate the guy when he fucking leaves.
But
that is, and
I don't hate him.
But it's to you.
But I don't hate him.
He's gonna go somewhere and he sucks and he's this and he's that. I seriously think if he goes somewhere else, he might light it up.
No.
I think a new system, a new team, just a fresh start.
I know, but if he has a new system next year, but he failed in the new system this year, why is he gonna be so great next year with the new system?
I don't think him and McDaniels is a perfect pairing.
So that's the problem.
I think that's the problem.
That's the whole problem.
So if you're telling me him and Brady are best friends and this is gonna work, then hey, it might. Looking at the season, and just it wasn't, and it's not gonna be a perfect pairing.
I don't know, because Derek Carr always talks about McDaniels like he loves him in every press conference. Is he a liar?
He did that with every player, every coach, everybody in that building. It's all about love. It's all about respect. It's all about this. I think deep down DC feels a way, but he's got 2 more games in the silver and black, then it's probably over.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying that it's McDaniels' fault then. So you're blaming it all on McDaniels. So you're blaming 9 years of him not making only playoffs twice on McDaniels? I'm just making an example out of it. I'm just saying.
But he went through.
So McDaniels is the reason why he's so bad this year and why he shouldn't be a Raider. Because of McDaniels?
No.
Or because of his play in the past 10 years?
No.
9 seasons.
Okay.
No, but what is it to you? What is it to you, though?
I think if you really kind of look at it, rookie season.
I don't count that.
You don't count that?
No.
I don't think you should count Gruden's first season.
Why not?
They traded everybody away.
The Dolphins might make the playoffs.
He had nobody Gruden's first season. But then I think you're...
Okay, I still count that.
I think he got better.
I still count that.
Gruden, he got
Derek
better.
Carr was a veteran then. He's a veteran that can help lead a team. I've seen Aaron Rodgers lead teams that suck to the playoffs. They were horrible.
Okay, that's how you feel. But I was in full rebuild mode, and every year from that 4 win, he got better. And then every year from 2017 was him. After I think he took a step back, but then with Gruden, he took a couple steps forward. This year is him too, and I just think it was a mixture of everybody. But if he's going to take the rap for it, he's going to take the rap for it.
I loved him in 2016. And I thought he just played excellent. I thought everything that I criticized him for, he did good in 2016. And I thought, I hate to say it, a lot of people do say it. I hate to say it. But I think the injury might have got to him a little bit. And I hate to say it, but I think the injury might have got to him a little bit. You think
Christmas Eve 2016 was the end of Carr?
When I watching that game, I was like, no, that's not the end of him.
But now looking back at these last 5, 6, or
the way
I think it'd be 5, 6 years.
He's played since has been a little more timid. I think he throws away ball a little more quicker. Throws the ball away quicker. I think he looks at one read only. If he's not open, he'll throw it away because maybe doesn't want an injury to happen again. And I don't know if it's just him. I don't know if it's him doing it or subconsciously, but I don't think he has been the same since 2016. And I don't know if we can agree on that or not. I just feel like he doesn't have what he had in 2016.
There's been signs, and there's what's called last 4 games last year. I think we saw a really great Carr and did whatever it takes.
He did good. I thought he did really good and good enough for us to win. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he played great or like 2016 great in those 4 games personally, because we didn't score that many in that games. It was a big team effort.
No, but
I give the win on Carr because he's a quarterback. But those ones were really team efforts. And I don't think Carr played amazing, but he did what he needed to get done, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Where this year he just didn't get it done in the fourth quarter. Like in those last 4 games, he got it done.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's been the same since 2016. And I hate to say it because I hate an injury making it seem like that's the end of it, like that ends his career. Because I don't like that. But I feel like he hasn't been the same since 2016. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, it kind of...
Or he's shown signs. He's shown flashes,
17,
but...
It kind of showed a little bit. And I think that year he hurt his back too, so it was a little more...
But don't get me wrong. There's some games where he just looks like he can be the best quarterback in the world, top 3 quarterback in the world.
He's made some throws. He's made some throws this year that's like...
But this year, he hasn't showed that in a whole game. Where I think he's a top quarterback in the league. Mm-hmm. But there's been games in the past, like after 2016, where some games here and there that he just looks amazing and looks lights out. But that hasn't happened this year. And that shows me the sign even more that he probably needs to go, because in years past, he's shown signs of having that top 5 type of quarterback accuracy, the way he throws the ball, the touch he has, getting out of the pocket, finding other people. And like even last year, like last 4 games, he was doing that. But this year, it just seems like he's not doing anything really good.
Yeah, and I think
his accuracy used to be amazing.
I think we're 15 games. We're 15 games in, right? Yeah. I think you can handpick 2 or 3 of them where he was really good, and man, this what's called. And I think that one against the Chiefs, he played the best to his ability, and we should have won that game.
Yeah, he played pretty good that game.
Yes, I think that throw to Devontae to set up the tie or whatever. I think that was his best throw of his career, to be honest with you. DC hasn't been the same this year, and I think ever since the first Charger game this year, you just saw that this was a different DC. And no matter if it's him butting heads with McDaniels, if it's just everything, this isn't what we needed this year. We're 6-8. It's crazy because 2 weeks before opener, we were excited. Here we are a whole bunch of weeks later, and we're talking about our quarterback being gone.
I know.
It's just crazy.
Let us know down in the comments what you guys think. Some points I made, some points Nick made. My bad if I interfered with you a little bit. Just comment down below all like the points you guys want to make about it, and points different quarterbacks you think that would be a best fit for the Raiders, because I want to hear what you guys have to say, and then we could talk about it next video. And that'll be fun. But that was a good little segment right there, Nick. I liked it.
I think just for me, I'm just big Derek Carr fan. Followed him in Fresno State.
Yes.
Got his jersey right when it came out. And being a season ticket holder in Oakland, I saw all those fourth quarter comebacks. I saw 2016 live in person, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I've cried about the Raiders a couple times when he broke his leg. And then last year in Vegas, when he was just all pumped up and excited that we were going to the playoffs. Those are the 2 times I cried about Raider football, and he was the main reason why. I love this guy. I love this guy as a quarterback, and I think it's just going to be sad to see him go.
Yeah. I would say, after all this, whatever, I really love Carr as a person. I like seeing him in the Raider uniform. I love the idea of him being our guy that takes us to the Super Bowl. I love a lot about him, but I just think, my argument, like I said, I just think he's not the one to be able to get it done. I like the idea of him being the one to get it done, but it just never happened. Never happened, and I don't think it's going to happen, especially after this year. I think we're going to look elsewhere. But, that sucks that we're going to lose a quarterback, but I'm more excited. You're sad. I'm not that sad, but I'm looking for the future. I'm looking for the future of the Raiders.
It might not, and this might not happen. But what's going to happen with this offense is Jacob staying or is he leaving? What are you going to do with Waller?
If like Brady comes, everyone's staying.
Yeah, but if you miss on a couple guys,
Aaron Rodgers, everyone's staying. But you get like someone random like Daniel Jones. Probably not everyone's going to stay.
Yeah, and that's the one. Is Devontae going to be happy with this?
Devontae's staying for sure. He loves being in Vegas. He's looked frustrated at times with DC too. And I know that's his best friend, but I think he wants to win a Super Bowl too. And it really looks like he loves being in the silver and black. Not just because of Derek, but just because he loves being in the silver and black.
He better stay, because I won't have no jerseys after this. But it's just, I think just questions all around. I know he probably will, but what's gonna, is Adams gonna be okay? What's gonna happen with Waller? And I think the big one is what's gonna happen with Jacobs. I don't know where he's at with rushing.
If it was me, I would just franchise tag him.
Yeah.
Even if he's not. I'll franchise tag him. He's going to be happy with that money he's going to get, because he's going to get money like he's paid like number one running back with the money on the franchise tag.
Elite running backs only stay elite for 2-3 years.
And I would love, because it's really hard to sign a running back to like elite contract, like especially the way Jacobs played this year. Other people are going to be going to the moon for him.
Yeah.
But we probably can't. And I don't think we will, because it's hard to give running backs elite contracts, because like you said, I can see Jacobs coming out next year and being like the Jacobs 2 years ago.
But I could see him coming back next year and being good.
Yeah, but not
and then
like
having back-to-back years of being, I think this is his breakout year.
Yeah.
And I think in his career, you're going to look at this year and, man, that guy was a beast that year. He's going to be good, then he might be all right, and then he'll start declining. Yeah. Running backs always start declining or whatever. So you franchise tag him and get a good Josh Jacobs, and then maybe let him walk after that. Or
you start thinking about maybe getting him more if he looks fresh and looks really good again back-to-back years. But a franchise tag, is kind of like a prove it deal also. And I love the way he came out this year.
And that money isn't bad. I think it's like 12, 13 million. That isn't bad.
Yeah. And it'll be like more of a prove it again, like the 1 year contract, prove it to everybody in the NFL, including the Raiders, to get an actual deal. And the Raiders can sign him back, or they for sure might get another good year out of him, because the way he ran this year on a prove it, the last year of his contract, he ran lights out.
And we're 15 games in. I think the first 3 games he didn't do anything because we were behind and having to throw the ball a whole bunch.
Yes.
So this is just a whole bunch of monster games too that he did this in, and hopefully they don't bench him or whatever, and so he can get his rushing title. I think that would be pretty cool to see a Raider have a rushing title.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see you guys for the Raiders versus 49ers pregame. We want this one, Nick. We really, really, really want this one. We need this one.
I hope.
If there's one game we had to win this, I knew we were going to make the playoffs, and we just need to win one game this season, it's this one.
It's already happening. I see it on Instagram. I see it on Facebook. Everybody's all, all the Niner fans are all, Raiders this, Raiders that. They still use Chokeland for some reason, even though we're in Vegas. But this is the one that I really
about San Francisco.
Yeah, they left the Bay first. They left the Bay first. But this is going to be a great game, and I just hope that if they're going to start benching or whatever, they do it next week. It's this week we go full force, and even though we've been losing or whatever, let's go full force and just try to beat these guys.
I'm just glad we're playing in a real stadium.
Yeah,
I'm not playing that fake stadium over there.
They sure
that plain old stadium over there,
and they sure are parking lot with the amusement park. Like what's that?
What'd you say the other day? What'd you say?
I said they left the bay. They left the water to be by Great America Sewer Pond in the back.
Yeah, we'll see you guys for the next Raider Talks. Raiders versus 49ers. Go Raiders.
Go Raiders.